The role of hospital school and hospital teacher. Nurturing resilience and well-being with education. By Anna Dobovičnik, Tinkara Majcen, Urška Grum, and Sabina Andlovic. The team of Ledina Hospital School includes our head of hospital school and 23 teachers. 5 are elementary school teachers, 10 of us are subject teachers, and 8 are special education teachers. We cover the whole pediatrics hospital, University Children's Hospital, with 10 departments plus 6 independent units located elsewhere. All 10 of us subject teachers teach in different locations and also some of the elementary school teachers. So we move around the hospitals also daily. Besides teaching, us hospital school teachers and our head of hospital school are involved in various small and big projects, such as hospital radio shows, monthly news for each department, yearly hospital school newspaper Utrinki, glimpses, art and poetry exhibitions, teachers' Christmas choir, and many more, some of which we will mention in our individual presentations. But above all, we try to make every day, every lesson, every interaction with the student count. While preparing for this presentation, we thought a lot about resilience, and we've realized how important it is for children, our students, for us, for every individual. First, we will take a look at some definitions and main things about it, and then we will discuss it within our 4 departments in which we are class teachers. Resilience is the ability to adapt and bounce back from setbacks. It is the capacity to cope with adversity and stress and to maintain a positive outlook despite difficulties. There are 6 types of resilience. Physical resilience is the ability to bounce back from illness or injury. Emotional resilience is the ability to cope with difficult emotions and setbacks. Social resilience is the ability to form positive relationships and social networks. Behavioral resilience is the ability to adapt to changing circumstances and keep behaving positively. Cognitive resilience is the ability to think flexibly and creatively and to learn from mistakes. And spiritual resilience is the ability to find meaning and purpose in life despite setbacks. We've also found Dr. Kenneth Ginsberg's theory of the 7 C's of resilience very interesting and useful. He talks about competence, the ability to effectively handle various situations, confidence, solid belief in one's own abilities, the importance of connection, the close ties to family, friends, school, and community, character, the fundamental sense of right and wrong, the importance of contribution, which gives children a sense of purpose and motivates them to take actions and make choices that will improve the world. Coping, the capacity to enact a wide array of positive adaptive coping strategies. And control. He believes that children who realize that they can control the outcomes of their decisions have more trust in their ability to handle adverse situations.
My name is Anna Dobovičnik, and I will talk about how we foster resilience in the Department of Oncology and Hematology. The clinical department of Pediatric Hematology and Oncology is the only center in Slovenia for diagnosing and treating cancer in children and adolescents. There is approximately 80 patients each year. Hospital School Ledina represents for children with cancer a bridge between a hospital and a mainstream school, providing them a quality access to education during their treatment and making the transition back to school easier. Children with cancer face a challenging period marked by intensive medical treatment and the disruption of everyday life, social connections, and a sense of security. A holistic approach to caring for an ill child combines medical treatment with emotional and psychosocial support. In this context, the hospital teacher plays a key role in maintaining a sense of normalcy, educational continuity, and emotional stability for the child. Hospital teachers create a safe and supportive learning environment tailored to each child's individual needs. Our work supports not only academic progress but also the child's self confidence, sense of identity, and psychological resilience. Lessons often include physical, creative, and therapeutic elements that encourage emotional expression and a sense of autonomy, enabling children to actively engage in learning despite their illness. The hospital teacher uses education as a powerful tool to strengthen the child's inner resilience. As a mentor, companion, and motivator, the hospital teacher can foster the child's physiological strength through intentionally designed and meaningful activities. Physical resilience refers to the body's ability to adapt, recover, injury, or illness. It describes how well the body copes with physical challenges, heals after damage or disease, and maintains its strength and function despite difficulties. The hospital teacher strengthens the connection between the body and learning. Children are actively engaged in adapted games and movement based learning activities that encourage participatio according to their abilities. They maintain physical activity despite fatigue or physical limitations. Promoting movement enhances the child's energy, self confidence, and sense of control over their body. Physical activities also include fine motor tasks that are integrated into educational content. Emotional resilience is the ability to cope with negative emotions and stressful events. The hospital teacher creates space for emotional expression through drawing, storytelling, conversation, role playing, and mindfulness exercises. The child is provided with a safe and supportive environment where all emotions are acknowledged and respected. The child is provided with a safe and supportive environment where all emotions are acknowledged and respected. The teacher's consistent presence brings the child stability, a sense of safety, and emotional support. Gradually, children develop strategies to cope with emotional challenges and build the ability to self regulate. Gradually, this is a poem titled Life, written by a 14-year-old girl who is receiving palliative care due to cancer. Življenje. Življenje je vredno živeti in ga vedno z nasmehom objeti. Vsak dan je ljubezen poln. Jutro soncu se nasmeje, en pogled močno ogreje. Ne obupaj, jokaj, smej se in zaupaj. Ej, življenje, imam te rad. Social resilience is the ability to create and maintain positive relationships, especially with peers, even in the face of physical isolation. Maintaining social connections reduces feelings of loneliness and strengthens the child's sense of the self-worth. The teacher supports the child in preserving their identity as a student, classmate, and a friend. The hospital teacher encourages meaningful and enjoyable shared time between the child and the parent during hospitalization, as well as interactions between children undergoing treatment through play, shared reading, conversations, and creative workshops. The hospital teacher facilitates connections with the child's classmates through letters, video calls, or collaborative projects. This helps the child maintain a sense of belonging to their class or peer group, develop social skills, and look forward to interactions with others. This is an example of a letter written by a 6-year-old girl to her classmates after spending her first day of school in the hospital. Behavioral resilience refers to the ability to adapt to new circumstances and preserve in positive behaviors. The hospital teacher co creates a daily routine that includes learning, rest, and play. This helps the child establish structure during hospitalization, adapt more easily to new circumstances, and persist with tasks. The hospital teacher acknowledges the child's efforts and success and models positive behavior. A structured day provides a child with cancer a sense of security and predictability. The child experiences a feeling of control over their daily activities and gradually develops a sense of responsibility, which contributes to building their self confidence. Cognitive resilience refers to the ability to think creatively, learn from mistakes, and maintain mental flexibility. Teaching is adapted to the child's mood and abilities with learning activities designed to encourage curiosity and a sense of achievement. The hospital teacher uses creative, problem solving tasks and games to promote thinking, exploration, and learning from mistakes. The child becomes more curious, enjoys learning, explores new problem solving strategies, and learns to accept mistakes as a natural part of the learning process. Stimulating mental flexibility and creativity boosts the child's confidence, making learning a source of satisfaction and hope. The child experiences a sense of achievement despite the challenges of illness. Spiritual resilience refers to the ability to find meaning, hope, and purpose despite suffering. It allows children to discover a sense of worth and significance even during challenging times. The hospital teacher supports the development of spiritual resilience by creating a safe, respectful environment where children feel free to explore their thoughts, emotions, values, and beliefs. Through open conversations about life, dreams, fears, and hope, children are gently encouraged to reflect on their experiences. Artistic expression, storytelling, reflective question, and quiet activities and role play are used as a tool to support this process. Children begin to express their values, hopes, and deeper questions about life. This contributes to a sense of inner strength, courage, and optimism. They are more capable of enduring pain, uncertainty, and the emotional weight of illness, while still feeling connected to themselves, others, and the world around them. Spiritual resilience is also reflected into the child's ability to find peace in small moments, stay connected to what matters most to them, and maintain a sense of identity beyond illness. The hospital teacher becomes a trusted companion in this journey, offering presence, empathy, and meaningful experiences that nurture the child's inner world. This slow shows an event called Heroes of the Third Floor Run, which is a part of a bigger marathon. During the event, children who are undergoing treatment and those who have completed it run a symbolic 100 meters together with their families. The short run represents the journey toward recovery, and colorful balloons are released into the sky for all the little stars who are not longer with us. This is a song titled Room Number 6, written and composed by a 14-year-old girl during her treatment.
Okay, so was šest, yeah. Okay, yeah. Vsavi šest, tam je en kup stvari za jest. Za jest. Nami si kuha kave in je čokolade. Jaz pa s hrano mučim se, napitki čips. Ker tedenski jedilnik je en kiks. En kiks. Hrana že ponavlja se, kdo je splazilne krpice. Za obupe končno kličem volt. Manjka mi svobode, sem ujetnik svoje sobe, a vem, da enkrat bom okej. Pogrešam potovanja, družino in zdravja, potem pa rečem si pa poglej. Ko padeš dol, imaš vsega dovolj, ohrani moči in usmeri pogled v lepše dni. Tukaj je en velik hodnik za vse junake. V novi realnosti živim nadstropju številka 3, kjer pa ni vse tok slabo. Najboljša stvar na tem oddelku so ljudje, vsi tle. Sestre, ki poslušajo, zdravniki, ki pomagajo, če vse narobe gre. Manjka mi svobode, sem ujetnik svoje sobe, a vem, da enkrat bom okej. Pogrešam potovanja, družino in zdravja, potem pa rečem si pa poglej. Ko padeš dol, imaš vsega dovolj, ohrani moči in usmeri pogled v lepše dni.
Children's resilience is significantly strengthened by a range of protective factors, especially when supported by a dedicated hospital teacher. Central to this are positive self-perceptions and sense of control. When children believe in their abilities, they are more likely to remain optimistic, manage anxiety, and stay engaged in both learning and recovery. Emotional stability is further supported by self-regulation skills, which help children cope with stress, fear, and frustration. Hospital teachers play a vital role in fostering these capacities by creating a safe, encouraging learning environment that provides meaningful choices, emotional support, and celebrates small achievements that build both confidence and emotional control. Integrating social emotional learning into daily routines promotes mental well-being by developing empathy, self-awareness, and interpersonal skills. A valuable approach used by teachers is scaffolding, gently guiding children step by step through challenges until they are confident and able to manage independently. Resilience is also strengthened when educators collaborate with parents to enhance parenting competencies, such as emotional responsiveness, consistent support, and warm, open communication. These practices reinforce secure attachments and stability at home. Notably, a mother's mental health has a profound impact. Children whose mothers maintain good emotional well-being tend to exhibit greater resilience and more positive long-term outcomes. Therefore, supporting the family unit holistically becomes a key part of helping the child thrive emotionally, cognitively, and socially, despite the adversity of illness. A hospital teacher is not just an educator, but a vital source of stability, safety, and emotional support during a child's illness. Through personalized teaching, empathy, and an encouraging relationship, They strengthen the child's resilience, self confidence, and sense of normalcy and also identity. Education in the hospital thus becomes a tool for maintaining life continuity, expressing emotions, and providing physiological support. The role of the hospital teacher goes beyond the classroom. We become a key pillar in the child's holistic recovery.
Hello, my name is Tinkara Majcen, and today I will talk about how we foster resilience in Child Psychiatric Day Treatment Center. Child psychiatry consists of two units: a standard inpatient ward where children stay overnight, and a day hospital where I work. Children at the day hospital come in every day from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and they have 3 or 4 hours of lessons within hospital school. Let me begin by showing you the premises of our day hospital. It's not a big place. We have 5 offices, 2 classrooms, and a common room. There are 3 to 8 children. Our team includes 4 psychiatrists, 3 psychologists, 4 psychiatric nurses, 1 occupational therapist, and myself. I serve as both the homeroom teacher and the special education provider. This means my work includes sessions with children and also coordinating their education in the hospital school. Today, I will present 3 areas of work and how I try to foster children's resilience with each of them. Welcome to my office. I really love it. It's spacious, full of light, and a place where creativity and support come to life. Let me give you a quick overview of my work. It includes individual support, group sessions with the children, and organizing the educational process. Next, I'll walk you through some of the specific activities. Many children are admitted after being absent from school for several weeks or even months. Currently, we have 8 children, and none of whom have attended school for at least a month. The reasons vary, but my main goal is to introduce them to schoolwork in a way that reduces anxiety and helps them experience school positively. Because they often lack grades and have knowledge gaps due to prolonged absence, I contact their home schools upon admission and we create an individual learning plan. Especially in the second half of the school year, this involves agreeing on a specific number of grades the child needs to complete the school year. Many children are anxious about whether they will pass the grade. Having a clear plan helps them organize their work, feel calmer, and focus on their treatment. The first image shows part of the form I sent to the child's homeschool. The teacher fills in exactly which topics the child will be assessed on, how many grades are needed, and their contact information. We usually have very good cooperation with the teachers. The second image shows a calendar. Each child chooses their own and uses it to write down assessment dates. I believe it's very important for the hospital school to feel predictable and manageable for the children. This way, shortly after admission, children already know what to expect until the end of their hospital stay or the school year. Since our day hospital hosts a very small number of children, up to 8 or 9, I can often work with all of them together. We call these sessions groups. I lead several groups either alone or in a collaboration with an occupational therapist or a psychologist. One of the group focuses on returning to school and is held before discharge. In the first session, we talk about how they feel about going back, what emotions they experience, and what might help. Each student creates a small card with safe thoughts they can use in moments of distress. This might be quotes, verses, or supportive messages from friends. They put it where they can take it out immediately, like in the bag or in a pencil case. Children often worry about what to say when classmates ask where they've been. We talk about how much they want others to know and whether they want their school to explain it beforehand. We often play role playing games. One child takes the role of a classmate from the home school who has many questions about the absence, while the other practices how they might respond in a real situation. For example, by saying they don't want to talk about it, that they're transferred schools, or that they were in the hospital, depending on what feels right for them. We also focus on identifying a trusted person at the school whom they can turn to if they feel overwhelmed, and we practice how to express those feelings and what exactly can they say when they need help. One of the interesting activities is also searching for calming objects they can keep in their school bag. For example, girls often bring a toy or their mother's jewelry, let's say a watch or bracelet, while boys bring personal items that help them feel safe. They draw this item on the paper where the school bag is. Later on, before returning to school, they bring the item to the hospital and we put it in their bag for real. 3 times a week, the students participate in planning sessions. They plan their afternoons for the next 2 days, including household chores, school tasks, physical activity, and screen time. Each Monday, they also set a top goal for the week. At the beginning of their hospitalization, this goal might simply be to attend the day hospital every day. After a few weeks, we review their weekly goals and evaluate how their progress and mindset have changed. Related to this, about a week after admission, each child chooses a personal goal. For some, it might be speak up when I feel bad, or maybe persist through difficult school tasks, or react calmly when I'm angry. Each child receives a mandala coloring sheet. Every time they achieve their goal, they come to me, tell me about it, and color in a part of the mandala. When they fill in all the parts of mandala, we talk about it. They mostly feel really proud of themselves, and then they set a new goal and get a new mandala. As a part of the hospital school, we also organize activity days focused on science, culture, sports, or technology. These happen once or several times per month. When possible, we go out with the children and often choose the activities together. This year, we visited several theater performances, museums, exhibitions, and the library for the blind and visually impaired. Every week, we also go for walks and cook together. On the pictures, you can see some instruments. We sing and make music a lot. Ljubljana's castle, where we go at least once a week, some paintings the children often color when they feel angry or upset, and table tennis. As you can see, we do a lot of cooking. These kinds of activities are very important for the children as they allow them to shine in areas beyond schoolwork and help them discover new hobbies and interests. Here you can also see some more of the activities. We got a visit from an Olympic sportist, attending theater, and museum of experiments. One of the most important elements for building resilience, in my opinion, is helping children identify and develop their strengths. I'd like to share the example of two girls who discovered their interests right here in the hospital school. We currently have a girl who, due to poor school performance, didn't see any strengths in herself. Together, we explored her interests and discovered she enjoys baking. She started baking, not immediately, it took weeks, but now she proudly brings baked goods to the center every Monday. Another girl had changed school many times, had moved from abroad, and had no friends here. She wasn't part of any extracurricular activities, though she loved drawing. I encouraged her to join an art course, something she enjoys, something that boosts her self esteem, and a place to meet new people. I helped her find a course and she enrolled. We also added visual arts to her hospital school schedule. When she first arrived here, she held herself to extremely high standards and said she wanted to become a state prosecutor, not because it interested her, but because it sounded prestigious. She claimed she was good at nothing else. By the end of her hospitalization, she successfully passed the entrance exam for an art high school.
My name is Urška Grum, and I will talk about how we foster resilience in the Department of Pediatric Surgery. In the Department of Pediatric Surgery, the children usually stay in the hospital for a shorter period of time than in most of the other departments. Sometimes they only stay for one day for observation, sometimes they stay for a few days or max a week, which is the most common amount of time that they spend in our department. And rarely they stay for a month or more, or even come back if they've had multiple surgeries or some complications. With those that stay longer, we usually get in contact with their base school and organize classes for them for different subjects. But if they stay only for a few days, or if we don't know how long they're staying, we try to get to know them as fast as possible and find ways to help them with school in any way that we can. Even if it's just talking about their school or favorite, least favorite subjects, to make them feel better about returning to school, or reading with them, playing interactive games, doing jigsaw puzzles, doing arts and crafts, or getting them to socialize with other children at the hospital. Another thing that is different in our department is also that our students are treated for various different conditions and illnesses. So there are multiple different factors to consider when first meeting them. So how do we make the most of that first contact? We find that it's important to let the children themselves show us and tell us what they need regarding school. In that way, they keep or perhaps even develop a positive attitude to school. Another important thing are activities and icebreakers, kind of tricks that help us get to know them fast. And those can very quickly be turned into learning opportunities. I will mention a few of them later. We can do a lot with the space itself to draw them in and to get them to start doing things themselves. Fun but educational activities. I could go on and on about these forever. My favorite thing to do is to get them to have fun and enjoy themselves and thinking that they are tricking me into not doing any schoolwork while they're actually learning a lot. Reading and stories. You can never go wrong with it. Even if the student doesn't like to read, you can always read to them. I especially like to read things that have a nice rhythm or rhymes, but it can be anything. And sometimes the student will be happy or proud to read for you. Origami is always fun. As an ice-breaking activity to give the students something to do while you are getting to know each other, but they also have to pay enough attention that it takes their mind off things they need a break from. Also, with the fortune tellers, I can always get them to practice English, for example. And nothing beats the feeling of making something fun or pretty yourself, which they can all do if you just give them a chance. And last but not least, there are all the inspiring and motivational guests that come to perform for us.
Case study of nurturing resilience and well-being with a student in University Rehabilitation Institute in Ljubljana. A case study offers a unique opportunity to delve into real challenges and solutions. Through a case of a 12 years old girl who was in 7th grade of primary school and get injured in a fall from high, we would like to introduce you the way how we work in our team and how do we cope with challenges and try to find many solutions to help students to go back to their main school. Her treatment started in the pediatric clinic in the Department of Pediatric Surgery. The student all started with the participation in hospital school classes already there. After a while, she was moved into rehabilitation center where she started her long treatment and also visiting hospital school lessons. She was included in hospital school lessons from October to June. At the Children's Department in University Rehabilitation Institute, Republic of Slovenia, are team of therapists, physiatrists, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, psychologist, speech therapist, social worker, and team of hospital teachers. Our student was included in physiotherapy, occupational therapy, psychologist, social worker, and also daily to a school work it was held by Hospital School of Ljubljana. The educational work was carried out individually and was fully adapted to the course of treatment, comprehensive rehabilitation, and the psychophysical abilities of the student. Considering in agreement with the professional department team, we gradually included the student in lessons in individual subjects. The student was included in lessons of Slovenian language, mathematics, English language, geography, history, natural science. Teaching took place in consultation with the home school according to a prepared individualized program. The student was also included in special pedagogical treatment where the work was focused on monitoring the student's ability to participate in the learning process, support in inclusion in group activities and the wider social environment, to support strong area, recognizing and understanding one's own emotions, developing and strengthening social skills when working in pairs or in small group, and very important, connecting with classmates at main school with collaboration with her class teacher on Zoom on every Friday. Besides meetings on Zoom and encouraging the student, the main school also carried out for subjects as Technic and Technology, the music, art, homeland and civic culture and ethics. At the subject Technic and Technology, she received assistance from an occupational therapist in our team. In our team, the teamwork is very important to collaborate with the therapist, parents, main school, and hospital teacher. So that's why we decided that our student started attending classes at her home school in April on Fridays to encourage integration in the classroom community and to complete the subject I have mentioned before. We maintained constant contact with the home school, and collaboration took place through the meetings at the university center, at the home school, and on email. We have found student strengths in the artistic creativity and the knowledge of English language. So that's why we supported that strength very, very much. That help us to help her on the weaker areas that were observed in the areas of attention process, her emotions and behavior. That's why we have to find some solution how to help her to pay attention during the students' lessons. In our work, we implemented the following adjustments which proved effective in the hospital school settings. Teaching assessment and knowledge evaluation in an individual setting, provide a pre-announced structure of activities in the lesson, clearly presenting expectations in advance, reducing the amount of free handwriting and preparing learning material notes, adjusting the volume of homework, offering continuous guidance, encouragement, and feedback during task completion, incorporating short breaks during lessons, providing substantial support, motivation, and praise to foster integration into both close and wider social environments. We have visited workshop at the Museum of Modern Art and the workshop at the Modern Gallery in Ljubljana. There are some group activities held in the children's department. And for our student, the most important visit from her classmates, teachers, and the principal of her home school in the children's department, where she represented her abilities, what she has already achieved, strengthening social skills when working in pairs or in a small group, support for strong areas, painting all together, parents, kids, therapist, teacher at arty party. We have visited Planica and watched a ski jumping training match. She carried the Olympic torch and competed in the toboggan bowling and curling at our 30 hospital Olympics. On this occasion, visitors of the event had the opportunity to view students' exhibition of artwork. We have visited the exhibition Olympic Games in Sarajevo 84 and workshop at the Museum of Ancient History. She represented her own story on the event when the Olympic torch has arrived to our department in the institute and was held by our Olympics, and our incredible final school trip at the seaside where we do sport activities and really enjoy. We are still in contact with the student and her main school. The students of hospital school were invited to the Para Athlete of the Year event. At the event, we presented a painting by our student to Slovenian Para Athlete of the Year, the remarkable woman Miss Živa Lavrinc. Živa was impressed by the booklet that the students has prepared at the Olympic Games. She inspires our students. She supports our motto, when we collaborate, we win. Thank you.
But how about the hospital school teacher? We have to be and do all of these things to be able to nurture resilience and well-being in the student. We have to believe, we have to be understanding, we have to be patient, we have to educate ourselves, we have to show compassion. We cannot question. How can we be that? We have to make sure that we are resilient and well ourselves in any way possible.
Sneg iztopi se na nosu in mleka, tako se zima v pomlad preledi. Vse to so moje